Daisies, whoopsie daisies, can you all hear me? Good, yes, people, and welcome to the corner. And I should also, on my behalf and behalf of Hanno, apologise because obviously we sort of made a decision to show the watch along for this game, but I think both of us forgot that the game was going to be taking place at 5 p.m. UK time and not 8 p.m. UK time as was expected. And as the comment has said, we are showing you the second half of the Republic of Ireland versus England from the Nations League, live from the Aviva Stadium in Dublin, Ireland. Now, obviously, given that huge muck up on my part as well, I wasn't able to, see quite a bit of the first half, which saw Declan Rice put England ahead. I did, however, see the second goal from Jackie Grealish. And so we have a situation where the two former Republic of Ireland internationals who played in some friendly games / youth games for the Irish before opting to play for England, and with both of them having scored, it's not the best of outcomes. And certainly my good friend Del Boy Gunner, who's hosting a watch along right now in the company of my other good mate Kyle Walsh, both of those two proud Irishmen will be absolutely fit to be tied at the moment. And so far, it's effectively been a case of England under the former Ireland International Lee Carsley, just working patiently and doing what they do best. I will, of course, give you the belated team news, of course. And the nice thing about Carsley is that he's opted to not go by the usual 1 to 11 number for these Nations League games. So he started basically with Levi Colville at right back and Trent Alexander-Arnold at left back. Geehy partnering Harry Maguire in the defence, so John Stones will be on the bench. It's a 4-3-3, so it's effectively Rice and Mainu occupying the what normally would be a double midfield pivot, but Jackie Grealish, one of the goal scorers, of course, on the left side of the midfield. And it will be Harry Kane on his own up top, with Anthony Gordon to his left and Bukayo Saka to his right. And of course, we see on the bench that several names will be expected to come on a little bit later. Maybe the likes of Gallagher and Gibbs-White. Jared Bowen could be another option if there needs to be some attacking impetus. Noni Madueke in the squad, of course, as well. Also, let's not overlook Lewis from Manchester City. Who ironically wears number 3 jersey. You think he'd be starting at left back tonight, but he isn't. And as for Ireland, well, obviously Gavin Bazunu's injury troubles, which ironically paved the way for Aaron Ramsdale to sign for Southampton, mean that the Liverpool backup goalkeeper Caoimhin Kelleher has started tonight, and probably not to blame for either of the goals. Probably didn't have much to do. 3 men in the centre of the defence, with Nathan Collins, Seamus Cullen, and Dara O'Shea occupying that. Smallbone and Robbie Brady are the sort of wing backs. I wouldn't say wing backs, really. It's Robbie Brady and Matt Doherty who are going to function as wing backs in a way, with Smallbone and Malumbi, the central midfielders. Sami Smodic and Chidozie Ogbene will be functioning as a sort of an attacking double pivot behind Ida up front. And of course, these are the people on the bench, the likes of Callum O'Dowda, Jason Knight, Evan Ferguson, and several others. And so this is effectively the lineup that we have so far. No substitutions have been made, and so we will inform you when any substitutions will be made. And let's take a look at some of the comments. Yeah, we got Mr. B here. Big up to you, and thank you very much indeed for showing some support. Yeah, and apparently, I think there was supposed to be a watch along. I'm not too sure. I mean, Dell said he'd do one. Maybe he just doesn't feel like watching it. But the first half from England was fairly good. Kane should have scored, had 2 great chances. And here's also another reason why I do believe that Kane's days with England should be numbered, because Kane clearly doesn't seem to be able if he can't score against this Irish defence. And Mr. B, listen, if you would like to hop on for the second half, if there's no watch along going on, then do please feel free. I'll send you the link. And do please, as we would say, let's be having you. And, yes, I've got my good mate Matthew Harrison from Up the Cherries and All Departments. Just sub to the channel. Good to see you as always. Likewise, you too, sir. And I'm sure you'll be enjoying watching the game, sort of a break, as it were, from Bournemouth and all things Bournemouth related. You'll be quite pleased to know that Chris Mepham and Kiefer Moore's Wales did pretty good, well against Turkey. David Brooks also. I think they held them to a goalless draw. A Turkish team which featured the likes of Arda Güler, among others. And Mr. B saying, big up to you, Mr. Harrison. So, yeah, so the nice thing about international breaks, I know that the Nations League isn't exactly, top tier stuff, but it provides an opportunity in many ways for people to have a rest. And we are now back at the Aviva for the second half to start. No changes as of yet, and obviously, we are going to sort of, we will obviously know if there will be some changes. And it's an awkward arrangement for me because, unlike in my previous, living arrangements, I wasn't. I mean, I'm sort of sitting in an opposite direction, really, to the television screen, so I'm going to have to go a little bit further. But I can tell you right now that the ball is placed in the center circle, and it will be Will Smallbone, the number 8, who will get us back underway any minute now. And of course, I am grateful to the Sony Sports Network for providing coverage of this. I'm sure back in the UK, everyone will be watching this on BBC. And of course, in Ireland, those poor souls at RTE, Radio Telefiseiran, will be watching all of this. And I'm pretty certain that Jimmy McLean will not be a happy chappy after those rather uncharitable comments made about Declan Rice doing the Euros. We've just gone back on the way. It's now headed back into the England defence, and that is a pass back all the way to Jordan Pickford. And the sad part is that because I'm so far away from the television, I don't know if I'll be able to see the commentary, but that does look like a rather fine pass there from Declan Rice. And that's now all the way down on the left. England on the attack already. And they win a corner. Well, Matt Doherty of Wolves, who is now more or less a second choice right back under Gary O'Neill, with Nelson Semedo being the number 1. Still very much an important part of the Irish team from the looks of it. Will be Trent Alexander-Arnold with the corner, right-footed in-swinger, and that goes a long way, and it ends up going out, and that will be a goal kick. So you could say much ado about nothing there, really. Now, of course, to be brutally honest with all of you, I haven't even bothered to keep track of many of the things going on in the world of football because I've been really engrossed in the Paralympics. A huge medal haul for Team GB, as usual. Silver for Alfie Hewitt, a bit of a disappointment after winning the wheelchair tennis doubles with Gordon Reid. A bronze for Alice Ty in the pool, her 5th medal of the Games. Great stuff, of course, from her. And a few other medals, of course, were given today, and we're having an amazing Paralympics, of course. A great Paralympics as well for Team India, although as of late the medals seem to have dried up a little bit. But yeah, pretty good stuff. Now I want to see if I can try this arrangement where I log in on my mobile phone, but still you should be able to hear me on StreamYard if I can get in. And yes, you can see me. So yeah, but the big issue here is that I really don't want to be in a situation where, you can see coverage of the match. So let me see if this works. Perfect. So at least that way I'm a lot closer to the television and I can see the numbers of the players. And that does look like Kobbie Mainoo. And that will be sent over to Mark Geehey. Declan Rice now on the right, passes it back to Geehey. Trying to send it forward, and in the end it's Harry Kane who drops back deep and ends up playing as a midfielder. It's passed all the way back to Jordan Pickford. That is, of course, Harry Maguire. Colwill, the starting left back tonight. Gordon. Mainoo. And that should be Trent Alexander-Arnold, who will try and propel the ball forward. Not so much propelled, but it is back with Kane now after some good work from Declan Rice, but Ireland are able to get it away. And it is Smodic right now who'll try to take it forward. And Robbie Brady, of course, trying to send it forward, but nobody there to support him. Alexander-Arnold to Mainoo. Back to Mainoo, one should say. Sends it forward now to Grealish, who started on the left, but now floats around in the middle of the park, you could say. Declan Rice, his fellow former Irish international and fellow goal scorer on the night. I just get the sense that maybe England are trying to, just slow the pace down a little bit. We'll see what goes on. It is Bukayo Saka who's now come into the middle. Grealish, Trent, and that is a foul. Smallbone the guilty party, and that will be a free kick against Ireland, I should say. Mental flatulence. Now, this particular free kick in question will be yeah, I can actually hear the sound on the microphone, but thankfully, since I've muted myself there, you won't be able to hear that. And that is sent into the penalty area, headed dangerously inwards, but that is well headed away. Dara O'Shea there with the header. It is back, of course, with Trent Alexander-Arnold. Dara O'Shea, who was, of course, at Burnley. And I do believe he's now back in the Premiership with Ipswich, if memory serves me right. Somebody can correct me in the chat if I'm wrong. And once again, that ball is set all the way into the middle of nowhere. And Trent just passes it back to Pickford. We will have some tests, of course. In fact, our game against Finland will be this coming Tuesday. And, of course, it will be Harry Kane's 100th cap. Rice hoping to find Gordon, which he does. Grealish. Can't get through, but it is back with Jackie. I'm pretty certain that when Grealish scored, there wasn't, a melted heart in the house. The pain of being dropped by Southgate for the Euros will certainly have spurred him on. And let's not forget, the coach Lee Carsley is not only a former international with the Republic of Ireland, he's also a former World Cupper, being a part of that 2002 vintage, which tragically lost to Spain on penalties. Caoimhin Kelleher there, the goalkeeper, sort of hacks it away. But Ireland are just not able to get any possession on the ball, and I'm sure their new manager will not be very pleased with that. But having said that, he would have known what to expect when he took the job and also when he knew his assignment. From this group, you probably could expect Ireland to do well and qualify. But Finland are not going to be an easy proposition, and neither will Greece. I know that they were European champions well back in the day, and since then, many of those glory days, of course, are long gone. Already seeing some substitutes warming up. And trying to send Saka forward does Trent, and he does find Saka down on the right. Good footwork there from the Arsenal winger. And he wins the corner off Robbie Brady. Yeah, the reason why I'm doing it this way is because many of you who have watched me do some commentary on this channel over the years, 2-ish years, definitely months, have known that I want to make sure that the commentary is spot on. I don't just like to, watch from afar. I try to make sure I get the players' names perfectly spot on. Now, no more comments as of yet, although I'm sure there'll be people who will be watching it. Corner sent in by Saka, left-footed in swinger, and doesn't really find anyone, and Ireland can try and be on their way. I believe that was Bene who tried to get it away, but Ireland have just been, faster on the ball, and the captain Coleman has lost his left foot. His left sock has been ripped, and he's on the floor. And that's certainly a grim look for Hal Grimson. Taking a look at the corner, and not too sure how he lost his shoe there. Maybe was he barged in from behind? Didn't seem to be much wrong there. Harry Maguire also making his return to the England setup after missing out on the Euros through injury. And this will obviously provide some opportunity for Ireland to regroup tactically and maybe make a few changes. It does look rather serious for the Everton veteran, Seamus Coleman. Been captain of Ireland for quite a long time now, since Robbie Keane retired after Euro 2016. And looks as though we do have some comments over here. I want to just try and see if I can read them. Yeah, a lot of people basically, I can't really read them on this phone, but a lot of pleasantries being exchanged. And Hannah also making a comment here. If any of you are fans of rugby, there will be a watch-along at 8 p.m. UK time for Argentina against Australia. And also an update, of course, from the African Cup of Nations qualifiers. South Africa drawing 2-2 against Uganda. And given that our boy Hanno happens to be a very proud and passionate South African, I'm not too sure that would have made him happy. Of course, South Africa winning a couple of goals in this ongoing Paralympics, including that of Sophie Kruger, who won the F38 discus last night. And we are seeing a change. It looks as though number 12, O'Brien, will be coming on in place of Captain Coleman. And it will be Jason Knight, the number 17, coming on. And so who gets the captain's armband? Well, he's passed it to Nathan Collins. I'm not too sure who will be wearing it. And it will be Matthew Doherty who comes off to allow Knight to come on. So Knight comes in more or less the middle of the day. Sun's still shining over in Dublin. You get the feeling that the substitution has to be made, and we see there a rather miserable looking Coleman walking with some tape around his ankle. Looks as though it's an ankle injury that's forced him off. Kelleher sends it forward. And Rice out jumping everyone, and Trent sort of hacking it further away. On Bene against Gordon. That is hacked forward into the English penalty area, but Geehy was back there defending, doing what he had to do. And that will be sent forward. Only as far as O'Shea, though. Brady. O'Shea sending it across, hoping to find Ogbene, which he does. Ogbene against Colville now. And a shot for Smodic! Well, that wasn't too far away. Possibly Ireland's best moment of the entire game, if you will. Great work from Ogbene there. And from that particular position, I think even if there were some defenders covering him, Smodic had to try and hit the target. And as you can see, Pickford was not very happy. Coming up to 59 minutes played, soon to be an hour, and already Ireland forced into a couple of changes while England are just going swimmingly on. Maguire. Guy. Rice. Yeah, another advertisement as well is that our dear friend Mr. B will be doing a watch-along on his channel, The Buzz, for England against Finland. And yeah, I will definitely let you know. It certainly looks like a good opportunity to join in. And yeah, that should be fun. That should be fun. That should be fun. Obviously, you know, given that I'm not controlling anything on my mobile phone, I can't, you know, obviously publicize the comments. Hopefully when Hanno comes on, we will take a look at everything. And we have just crossed the the hour mark. It is Ireland 0, England 2. And Ireland so far have not been able to get any sort of a foothold in this game. It's now with Brady. Receiving that pass from Collins and now charging up the left, being forced to beat a hasty retreat. O'Shea, who has no option but to pass back to Kelleher. And Knight sending it forward, and that is Ogbene, who's sort of bundled over by Colville, but the referee says no foul, play on. Ireland do brilliantly to win the ball back, though, and it is in the penalty area. And a chance for a shot, and that is over, well over. I think Malumbi pretty much couldn't get his laces through that. But once again, some very promising stuff down the left, and it could very well be that Colville's having a few problems there dealing with Ogbene, who started to find some confidence. And yeah, seriously, again, Jason, mate, you've got to hit the target from there. But obviously, Robbie Brady loves what he's seeing. Brady, of course, famous in Irish folklore as the person who scored the winner against Italy in the group stages of Euro 2016. A goal which sent Ireland through to the next round of the tournament, where they faced the hosts and eventual finalists France and ended up losing 4-1. But another good tournament for Ireland in many ways, although since that success, Ireland have not had the best of it. And you could say that with the retirement of the likes of Robbie Keane and Shay Given and several others, that golden generation has pretty much been lost. Saka. Being made to work by Smallbone, but he finds his way, passing it to Declan Rice, who gets it back to Trent Alexander-Arnold. A short backheel pass to Declan Rice. He finds his midfield partner, Maynard, who passes it back to him. Guy. And, a dreadful giveaway there, which finds Smodic. Well, a lot of people say that Trent Alexander-Arnold can't defend for Toffee, and there's another example of that. Unfortunately, that goes to waste. A rather wasted pass across there from Smodic, really. And that's sort of what happens when you don't quite have that cutting edge up front. Much more positive second half rather, from Ireland, and Wonder if there's any cause for concern for Lee Carsley at this point. And obviously Del Boy was telling me that he was quite angry that Carsley was passed over. Given that he was, of course, an international for Ireland, he probably would have been the best person to work with Ireland's youth, even better than Stephen Kenny did. But they've since hired the former Iceland manager Hal Grimson, who will sooner or later be facing a kind of Scandinavian derby when he goes up against Finland. Yeah, I should clarify, Hal Grimson is Icelandic, and he, of course, was the manager of Iceland when they knocked us out in the second stage at Euro 2016. One of the darkest days in English football history. A yellow card there for Malumbi, who skied that shot over the bar earlier. Is back with Maguire, who tries to send it forward, and that is also a waste because Saka was never going to get there. And that will be a goal kick. Lee Carsley, of course, former player who counts Everton and Birmingham City among his clubs, and was also a very big part of the Coventry City Academy, which produced such players as Jake Richards, Luke Bromley, and his own son Callum Carsley, a 6'4" left back who had an absolute peach of a left foot and could take a few free kicks. All three of them, of course, went to play college soccer in Florida. Jake Richards, of course, was a 4-year starting goalkeeper at the University of Tampa, and Bromley and Carsley played 2 seasons at Florida Southern College before moving to Pastures New. Well, Ireland do have a free kick now, and Brady and Smallbone are standing over that. Could very well be, well, either one of them could take it. We're going to find out who it is. And it will be Brady to try and swing it in with his left foot into the penalty area. And that's not a bad free kick. And it forces a corner for Ireland. But actually it doesn't. I do believe there was an Irish offside in the build-up. Actually, there wasn't an offside. Looks as though there was a foul in the build-up there. And Colwill getting rather awkward headers to that, sending it well over Jordan Pickford and the crossbar. But fortunately for him, the referee spared his blushes. But Ireland do manage to win the ball back. Good work there by Smallbone. And it is Malumbi, the number 14, down the left, being made, forcing Trent to work hard. And Trent does eventually get the ball off him. And now, Grealish, England can try and move forward. A needless foul there from Robbie Brady on Bukayo Saka, and that will be an England free kick. Now, the worst part is that the next time a goal is scored, I'll have to rush back to the computer and change it. And Brady goes to the book for that one. Yeah. Needless challenge. Almost reckless, one would say. Yeah, some more pleasantries being exchanged. I will go through all your comments when I get the time. Or maybe Hannah will do that if he's able to come on for the final few minutes. And that is more or less a wasted free kick straight into the arms of Kelleher. And And that is O'Brien, who's dispossessed there. He's had his pocket picked. Saka with the ball now, trying to work his way around the Irish defence. Finds Grealish. Gordon. And that is saved by Kelleher. It could very well be that in the next few minutes, Carsley will be bringing on a few substitutes. Rico Lewis, you'd imagine, would be among them, and I think it might be fair to say that Colville needs a bit of a rest. Yeah, not a very threatening shot there from Anthony Gordon. Meat and drink, really, for any goalkeeper, never mind one as talented as Kelleher. And Declan Rice, on his return to the Aviva, can be happy with a goal. Now, a rather muted celebration, of course, after scoring. Obviously, he wasn't in any mood to try to add to the controversy, but no such issues with Grealish, who celebrated quite wildly, and you would have to understand why, given his return to the England team. And Arnold there conceding a throw. And Robbie Brady should be taking this, and he does. It's back with Brady. And Brady loses it, but Declan Rice was adjudged to have fouled him. And so we are right now coming up to the 70-minute mark. It is still Ireland 0, England 2. And the worst part about doing this on my mobile phone is that I know that when the battery does get low, and it will get low, I'll have to charge it. And John O'Shea, good to see him still being involved with the setup as one of Hal Grimson's assistants. Obviously took the job on an interim basis following Kenny's dismissal and didn't do a very bad job. But the FAI made the responsible decision to hire a professional. And that's what they've done. And that finds Ogbene in the box. Ogbene, though, forced back. It is to Anthony Ida, though. Claims for an offside. You wonder if the play will be stopped. And eventually England are able to get out of danger, and they actually do start a counter-attack now. Anthony Gordon all on his own. But the knight in shining armour comes to Ireland's rescue. I mean, not exactly say shining armour, but it's definitely fresh trim, given that he came on barely 12 minutes ago. Brady sending it across the field. Finds Ogbene.
Yeah, Mr. T. How you doing, my friend?
Background, Mr. Jenkins. Is that you, sir?
Yeah, mate. Yeah, definitely me. How you doing, my friend? All right?
Yeah, pretty good. Just trying to make sure I can get a proper view of the television here. And we see Ogbene trying to break through, but stopped in his tracks. And Colville and Gordon took it away on the left. And
it's been a lot more Ireland in the second half, I think, isn't it? Really? A lot more of Ireland. A lot more Ireland in the second half. Been more Ireland in the second half, I think, isn't it?
What did you say?
It's been more Ireland in the second half, isn't it? They come into it.
Yeah, exactly. Ireland certainly have had the better of it, and yeah, I really do hope that this isn't going to be a return to the Southgate era, because we had it was similar to that in many ways. We'd played the first half brilliantly, but in the second half we just completely switch off. But so far so good. We've kept a clean sheet. Ireland haven't really threatened. They had a couple of chances, but didn't quite hit the target.
Yeah.
And
yeah, the first half was quite good from England, I guess, most of the time. But I think Kane should have took his chances. I think he was poor there, really poor. But,
couldn't agree more there, really.
Yeah.
And very soon I'm going to have to charge my mobile. But looking good so far, looking good. And still no substitutions from Carsley as of yet. But I'm sure he will make a few in the
I'd
next
like to see
2.
him come on. I'd like to see Madueke and all that, Palmer and all that come on, I think. See what they could do. Maybe get Gibbs White as well.
Yeah, it could be the case. But Ireland now with a chance to attack on the right. Ogbene once again very much in the thick of it. And it wouldn't be a bad idea if Hal Grimson made a few subs of his own, possibly bringing on another striker.
Was he the Iceland manager before that bloke?
I think I mentioned that he was the Iceland manager who knocked us out of Euro 2016.
Oh, of course, yeah. Yeah, it was him, yeah.
It was he and a Sweden manager working in tandem that did for us. And another double
Hodgson was manager, wasn't he?
Coming off for Ireland, and he's going to be replaced by the number 6, Brown.
Oh, right. Oh, I just gone off, yeah.
Yep. And we see the McAteer coming on, doing a lovely sign of the cross. And he replaces...
Is he the son of Jason, by the way? Is he the son of Jason McAteer?
Yeah, what am I going to do? Yeah, now I should be able to hear you clearly now. The fan was running, so I couldn't hear you.
Is he the son of Jason McAteer, Manny?
I don't think he is, mate. I'm not too sure.
Oh, okay.
I'll do some research, let you know, but I'm pretty certain he'd just be a namesake more than anything else. And obviously, Jason McAteer, for many good reasons, is not a person very fondly remembered by Irish fans.
No.
Why? I don't know, because it was his goals against the Dutch home and away which helped them qualify for that World Cup.
Oh, yeah.
It wasn't his fault. It was an absolute, git, to put it mildly.
Yeah. Yeah. No, I was a bit disappointed there's no more goals in the second half, but, I think Ireland had pretty much come back in a bit into this game, but they might get consolation. Not sure.
If they get a consolation, if they do get a consolation, you can just bet that Carsley will be fuming. He will have wanted a clean sheet, and so will Pickford. And, 76 minutes, a couple of substitutions being made. It's Morgan Gibbs White and...
Grealish.
Grealish obviously benefiting from a fine pass there from Rice. Low into the corner. Kelleher had no chance.
Yeah, they were popular with the Irish crowd, weren't they, when they scored? Right.
Yeah, you can imagine.
Yeah, Gibbs White. They said Duncan Edwards was the last Forest player play for England.
Oh, really?
Yeah, I think that's what they said just then. Anyway, I'll take my new off as well.
Yeah, of course. When it comes to Nottingham Forest, we can never forget the likes of Stuart Pearce and Peter Shilton, who serving them with distinction, and Gomez on for Kobe Mainoo. And it looks as though Ebery Eze is going to come on, replacing Anthony Gordon. So it's a treble substitution.
Yeah, about time, I think. I think it needed freshening up a bit.
Yeah, so no Gallagher, no Rico Lewis, among others. John Stones is still stuck on the bench, and now with my mobile phone almost about to die, I'm going to have to start it.
Saka to, who's that? Arnold. Too long. Is it too long, the cross?
And just like that, I'm back.
Crackling going on. Yeah. You're back.
Yeah, the reason why is because obviously had to change the arrangements, and because I've now got the television opposite me, it's very difficult for me to do these watch-alongs, which is why I had to use my mobile phone. But
Yeah, well, I'm actually on a tablet at the moment, so I'm not even on my laptop. But yeah, it's all right. It's all right on here anyway.
yeah, not too bad as long as you get a good view of proceedings. And we see once again
Yeah.
Bene doing his bit to try to make something out of nothing down that right-hand side.
He's
And
quick, Benny. He's fast.
yeah, he's
So,
good. He's good. And obviously, he didn't do half bad at Luton Town when they were
yeah.
in the Premiership. Such a shame that the team in question was just not able to get it together.
Yeah, he's gone. Is it Ipswich he's gone to now?
I believe so. Yes, I believe so. And you were also talking about a certain Dara O'Shea who was,
Yeah,
of
he's
course,
at Ipswich. Yeah, no.
yeah, so he was at Ipswich. I was right the first time. I very nearly got it wrong, and I would have needed you to save me
Yeah.
there. You
Yeah,
prevented.
well, we was after him, mate. I was a bit gutted about that. I thought we was going to buy him as well, but as usual, lost out to Ipswich yet again. Not that I'm bitter or anything, but seem to buy most of the ones we were after.
Yeah, I feel you,
That's a
mate.
foul. That's he's going to get yellow. Gibbs White. Is he going to get it? No, not even
Oh
going to
yeah,
get booked.
I just saw that. I just saw that, and that was a horrible tackle there. So you might be a
He's
few
not.
seconds ahead of me.
He's not even got booked. I don't know how.
Well, we're going to take a look at that, and if VAR had its way, then oh, for heaven's
This
sake, that
ref's
was
been
disgusting.
poor, mate. He's been poor. This
That was
ref, I think.
yeah,
He's
coming up
let
to
so
80.
much go.
Yeah.
He's let too much go. This ref, bad. I mean, they done a lot of fouls in the first half, and I thought, well, how do they not get booked half of them anyway, like small bone and all that. And I thought there was like that one should have been a foul as well, and the free penalty. I mean, to Kane, he was fouled in the area.
I think both teams are going to have a small bone to pick with the referee after this game.
Yeah, nice one, man. Yeah, very good. Yeah, what did you make of the cricket earlier? They got 5 wickets, didn't they, England, in the end?
Yeah, didn't watch it to be honest because I've been so focused on the Paralympics. I'm watching the
Oh, that's been pretty good.
Paralympics.
Mm.
Yeah, it's amazing. I mean, Louis Sugden was taking part in the I think up to 79-kilogram class in the women, finished fifth. I'd
Oh,
hope
right.
that she would. I'd hope that she'd pick up a bronze medal, but sadly it wasn't to be. But some really good athletes taking part. And it looks as though we're seeing Evan Ferguson coming on now for Ireland.
Oh, yeah.
He will
We were
replace
linked with
Robbie.
him as well. Obviously, Brentford, but we didn't get him in the end, obviously, Evan Ferguson. But I think we might try for him maybe in January. I think we might go for him then. But we was looking at him. That's one of our players there. Collins, of course, he's playing. The Bees players. So I'll just throw it. Why it taking so long? What's going on here? Collins headed it on.
Yeah.
Coming
So
up
we'll
there,
find out.
playing it.
Yeah, it's a throw into the penalty area. They've managed to find their way into the penalty area quite
Yeah,
often, but
I'm
not been
ahead
able
of
to
you, mate.
really.
I'm ahead of you here.
Yeah, I know.
That's a
I told you
foul
that. I told you.
on Kane. Oh, is he going to get booked? No. Did McAteer, funny enough, fouled him.
Yeah, if McAteer gets booked for this, it would be awful.
Oh,
Thankfully,
no, yellow. He ain't even booked him.
now you can't book him for that if you're going to let Gibbs White off for a foul like that. That was
Yeah.
disgusting.
Yeah, this ref has just been too lenient here. Really has. Bulgaria and Northern Ireland tomorrow. It's on TV. And the Scotland one as well. They're doing that one. Portugal and Scotland.
Oh boy, can you imagine the massacre after the heartbreak of losing to a last-minute penalty against Poland at home? Can you imagine?
Yeah.
It looks as though we're seeing John Stones and Jared Bowen coming on. We'll find out who they're replacing.
I saw that game the other day. I mean, what a total idiot that guy was that fouled. Who was it who fouled him? I'm trying to think of his name now.
It was Grant Hanley who fouled
Hanley,
Zalewski, and
yeah.
the worst part is that he was obviously waiting for the ground to just swallow him up.
Yeah, but what you do is you just shepherd him out, man. You don't dive in. You let him go out. He wasn't going to get the ball over or score or anything. Why did he tackle him for? Why did he foul him? Bloody mad.
Yeah, and John Stones, who comes on, in fact,
Yeah,
gets the
Maguire.
captain's armband, and he replaces his old mate, Harry Maguire.
Yeah.
Attendance of over 50,000 at the Aviva. Many of them disappointed.
Actually.
Yeah, it's a lovely stadium. It used to be called Lansdowne Road, but obviously for sponsorship purposes, they had to rename it the...
He's bowing. He's got a chance. Shoots. Good save. Kelleher just saved that.
Yeah, I'm about to watch it now. Bowen with some great work there, winning the ball. And, fine save. Pushed it well out of harm's way, too, the Liverpool backup keeper. And obviously
he's done all right, I think he's done all right, Kelleher, you know.
He has. Obviously, he wasn't expected to, be Ireland's number one tonight. But obviously, with Bazunu's injury problems causing him all sorts of grief, he finds himself number one now with Mark Travers and Piers O'Leary, I think, the backup goalkeepers. And and I was saying at the top of the show that it was ironic that Bazunu's injury troubles meant that Aaron Ramsdale had a chance to, come in and to Southampton and play. But now he's not even in the England squad tonight,
No, I actually thought Henderson or something might have got to go, tonight.
Really? It could be that either one of Henderson or Pope gets to play against Finland. But let's not take the Nations League lightly. Our aim should be to make sure that we get back into the top tier ASAP. And I'm sure that Ireland will be hoping for better showings against Greece and Finland. But, it can't be taken lightly. But Scotland have gone from, feasting to literally famine with one win in 13. And that one win was an ugly affair against Gibraltar. So Warren, from Warren's team talk, will definitely not be a happy chappy.
No. There's a great ball out to Saka there from the defence. I don't know who played it, but hell of a ball. That's a good one. Oh, Bowen again.
Are you watching on the BBC or ITV?
Oh, is that just over? Yeah, ITV, yeah. Eze just shot just over
there. Well, it could have been Eze, but he made it.
Actually, it's a long way by.
It could have been Eze, but he made it hard for himself.
Yeah, very good, man.
So who are the commentators for ITV? I mean, I haven't. Obviously, there's no more Tilsley, so who's taking up the slack?
Andros Townsend and I'm trying to think the other bloke, Sam Matterface, the other one.
Oh, Matterface.
Yeah. You say, what's the matter, face?
Yeah, I love that. Yeah, what's the matter with you? You got no respect. What did you do? Why are you looking so mad?
What's the matter with you?
It's a nice place. Yeah, shut up, your face.
It's not so bad. It's a nicer place. So shut up in your face.
Yeah, I mean, obviously the days of Brian Moore are long gone, and Tilsley was not necessarily. He had his moments, but he wasn't quite the best. But I mean, I haven't really heard too much of Matterface, and yeah, I mean, certainly, if I were to hear him, he'd make me want to sing "Shut Up in Your Face, Sam." And Andros Townsend. I mean, I wouldn't have minded if it was Andy Townsend, the former Ireland captain, but Andros, for Pete's sake, do better, ITV.
Yeah, and he's still playing, isn't he? Andros Townsend. So he's in Greece, not Greece, Turkey now, I think. He's in Turkey.
I do seem to remember he was also at Luton last season, just like
Yeah.
Ogbene.
Yeah.
So we are 80 seconds away from the end of normal time. I'm assuming it'll be 70 odd seconds for you. And Stone's already having to do some work to try to get the ball out of harm's way. And so next time we do a watch long, I'm going to have to try to tweak my seating arrangements for this, probably on a temporary basis of sorts. But
I'm doing the one Tuesday, mate. The one against Finland. So I'm doing the watch along there. So
Harry Kane's 100th cap. Looking forward to that.
Oh, Hanno said he can't make it. He said so. He's doing a test or something. So.
Yeah, well, that's fine. I mean, obviously, both of us were blindsided by the time. We thought it was going to be at 8 UK tonight, but it turned out to be at 5. I was still at the gym and then doing a little bit of shopping. And there's no real excuse. And I think it's fair to say that we missed the best of England in the first half. Second half, it's been turgid in many ways, I think.
I think England thought they're just a bit too comfortable here and just, took their foot off the gas a bit or something,
That's what worries me, because I don't want it to be a case of rubbish in, rubbish out. With Southgate gone, you have someone like Carsley who's more or less the same thing. I mean, it's just as well that Carsley's also got the job on an interim basis. And we've got 5 minutes of time added on, and maybe a chance for an Irish consolation. Ogbene trying to chip it into the penalty area, but maybe the pass was too high. McAteer lost his footing, and the chance went begging.
Yeah. They did take. Did they take Kane off? They did, didn't they?
Yeah, they did. They did.
He had done a lot again. He had the chances in the first half, but I don't think he's really done that much in the second half.
And obviously, if Carsley were to leave, then maybe Harry Kane would consider, retiring. I mean, 100 caps, over 50 goals for England. Yeah. What more do you need?
Exactly, but I don't think he's doing enough for England now either. So, and he keeps coming back to his own half as well. I don't want that. I don't want to see that in the striker. Stay up front. That's what you're there to do. You stay up front.
Absolutely,
like
bring on
or something.
Exactly, and Watkins is in the squad, but he isn't even playing.
Yeah, I know. I think he should be though. I'd rather see him than Kane, to be honest. Yeah, I don't know. Oh, that's good. That's a good bit of play. Oh, he's blocked. Here's Eze inside the area, wriggle round, and he had a good shot.
That was Saka, not Eze, but
Will.
Yeah.
What do you make of him at left back, Manny Will?
I think in the second half, if you take a look, he's been given the runaround by Ogbene, really. And, it wouldn't have been a bad idea to start Rico Lewis in this game. Maybe Carsley thought that this would have been a game too soon for him. I would have liked to have seen Colville come off and Lewis come on in his place. And it could very well be that Kane might be...
saved it. Kelleher. Saved close range there. It was Saka that done the cross. And,
I see that. I see. I just saw that Gordon coming in. Not Gordon. Who was that? I don't even know who that was.
Byron.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think it was Byron that had the shot.
Yeah. So that was really good. Good stuff there. Arsenal and West Ham linking up. It was Bowen. You're right. You're absolutely right. It was Bowen, and he got into the right place at the right time. But Kelleher was also there at the right.
Oh, saved it again. Saka inside the area, he saved it again.
Oh, yeah. Breaking the offside trap quite beautifully there. And,
Yeah, I
Well, the
think
follow-up
he is onside. Yeah, he is definitely onside.
yeah,
Yeah, not high enough or away from him enough. It's a bit floaty, the shot.
yeah, smashed the
Not enough
offside
on
trap
it.
beautifully there, and the
Yeah, he
problem
just
is, of
showed the
course,
other side.
he palmed it straight to Eze, who, if he was steady enough, that he would have had an empty net at which to
Yeah.
aim,
Really would
and
have
that
been easy for him, wouldn't it? Yeah,
yeah, it would have been Eze, but he
yeah.
also scored that over. So Kelleher padding his stats, as it were, with a few good saves in the second half.
Yeah. Yeah. Do you think he should have gone somewhere else, Kelleher, to get more games or something? Because he ain't going to get him at Liverpool, is he?
Well, I'm about to sort of touch on that really, because obviously one of the things we talked about during the transfer streams, and we'll talk about
Yeah.
that now because England do have another attack now, a chance here, being forced out, but well, the linesman's flag comes to the referee's rescue. I think Eze was just off there. But we were talking about it on the streams, obviously, and Collins has the armband for Ireland.
Yeah, the
And
bees.
yep, and we were sort of talking about how Ashvili coming to Liverpool in 2025 could very well mean that Alisson will be on his way. And there was some
Yeah.
talk about Kelleher also leaving. I just don't know that if Alisson leaves, Kelleher can afford to leave, because I'm not too sure if there's anyone who'd be willing to accept a role of being a backup goalkeeper at Liverpool. Now, I know that a certain Andrew Lonergan was third keeper or fourth at times at Liverpool under
Yeah,
Jurgen
that's
Klopp.
it. Full time.
But
Yeah.
yep, that is full time.
Yeah, only 2-0. Comfortable in the end, I suppose, but didn't see that much. Didn't think they'd done enough in the second half, although there was a few other chances, but I don't think it was that great the second half for England. But yeah, overall it was a fairly comfortable win. 2-0.
Yep, comfortable as they come, really. And Hallgrimsson will have to do a lot of work to try to, make things a little bit better. Obviously,
Yeah.
Hanno's saying a writing test on Wednesday, so he can't join. Do well with that. And of course, we are promoting your watch along on the Buzz, right?
Yeah, that's right, mate. Yeah. Yeah, it's
So,
definitely on Tuesday, and about, I think around sort of 7:30, I'll be starting it. So, obviously, just before it starts, about 7:45, it obviously starts. So, yeah, anyone wants to come and join in the live chat or come on the stream, you're welcome to. So,
absolutely. And of course, let's also pay tribute to everyone else who joined in that chat. Chelsea fan was there, but also
yeah,
a certain Mr. Harrison from Up the Cherries and All Departments. Good
yeah,
to
be
have
up
you
to
on.
you.
And
Thank you.
hopefully
Yeah.
we'll see you as well on Mr. B's watch along on Tuesday. You are welcome to
Oh,
join
yeah,
there.
yeah. Of
And
course you
Cameron
are.
Coe,
Anyone's
who
welcome.
predicted 3-0 win, didn't quite
Yeah,
happen.
I went to 2-1. I put on mine. I put 2-1. Could have been actually that second half. Could have got a goal, Ireland, couldn't they? So, but yeah, at least England won. So it's the main thing, I suppose. 3 points, good start. I think Finland. I'm not sure how good they are. Finland. I think were they in the Euros? They wasn't, were they? Or I can't remember now. Finland. They were in
I
it,
don't,
but
I don't think they were. I don't think they were. And
no, but I think they're not too bad. Not that bad a team, but I don't know how low they are in the rankings. I'm not really sure, but
yeah, well, obviously, they've had some great players over the years. They've got to
yeah,
try to recapture some of that former glory, and it's not going to be very easy. But they're not an opposition that we should take lightly either, because
no, definitely. No, it won't be easy. I don't think it'll be any walkover. So, but yeah, Ireland were were okay. I don't think they're the greatest team. I think they're sort of gone downhill a little bit, but they're a little bit tougher. I think Finland will be slightly easier, maybe, but we'll have to wait and see who they got there, who's playing for them. But yeah. What about San Marino the other day, though? Their first win in 20 years, I believe.
Yeah,
So,
but they
only their
beat.
second win ever. So
Agreed, but they beat Liechtenstein, and Liechtenstein is the sort of
yeah,
team that you more or less expect to beat. Um,
I call them
we are seeing
Frankenstein.
a bunch of other teams starting to do well of late, which is quite wonderful. But it will take some time before San Marino really start to get their act together. And of course, in the tennis, we also know that Jack Draper tragically lost his semi-final against Yannick Sinner. Draper would have been
Yeah,
St. Jack's Draper had he won, but it just wasn't meant to be. But he's certainly done British tennis proud. Andy Murray has a new successor, as it were. And of course, the action's still going on. Some great updates, of course, from Team GB's point of view. Stephen Clegg winning gold in the men's 100-meter butterfly S12. And a judo bronze for Chris Skelly
yeah.
in the 90-kilogram J2 category. So the medals are
Oh,
just
brilliant.
running in.
Yeah,
More than
brilliant.
100 for Team GB these games. Clearly, when it comes to
Getting
the
better and
Paralympics,
better, isn't it? This medal
absolutely.
tally. Brilliant.
But having said all of that, though, there was a story about Tanni Gray-Thompson, Dame Tanni
Oh, right.
Gray-Thompson, struggling when she was on a train and trying to disembark at, I think it was
Oh,
at
right.
King's Cross St. Pancras station, and she had a lot of troubles there. And it's just
That's
horrible,
not good.
really, how when it comes to taking care of people with disabilities, you can't just, cheer for them during the
Yeah.
Paralympics. You've also got to make sure that more work is done
And
to
somebody like her should command more respect. A Dane,
absolutely. Absolutely. Don't you know how to treat a Dane? Disgusting.
Yeah,
But
terrible.
then
And we got to
all
apologise to Richard. Sorry, Manny. We got to apologise to Richard Hawkins. He's just left a comment on here saying that there's no such country as Ireland. It's Republic of Ireland they're playing. We just obviously mentioned them as Ireland.
no, because if Richard, this is what I've written here: Republic of Ireland versus England, Dublin,
Yeah.
Ireland, and for the most part, because the Republic of Ireland has most of the counties still with it, apart from 6 in Ulster, it is still colloquially referred to as Ireland. But
Yeah.
for official purposes, the team is Republic of Ireland, and that is how it will be there. And I'm not going to publicize that comment. I do not appreciate any kind of, ignorance or bigotry or trying to be politically incorrect. That doesn't fly over here on this channel. So I appreciate that you may be more knowledgeable than us, sir, but this is not the platform for that, and I will not acknowledge your comment. But
Agree, totally.
yes, so as I've said, more needs to be done for people with disabilities. I do believe the blind football match is taking place. If you can see that, I don't know if it's being shown on Channel 4, but you can watch it on
Yeah,
YouTube
it'd be on there. Yeah.
by the Paralympics channel. And also, there's a beautiful reel on Instagram which showed Ian Holloway talking about learning sign language to communicate with deaf players and
Oh, right.
also his children. So do please check that out. And I'm sorry for making this a broadcast, but
Yeah.
the Paralympic Games is about more than just people winning medals. It's about, as a lot of people say, it's a triumph of humanity, seeing people not overpowered by their disability and using it to their advantage to compete and have the time of their lives. But of course,
Ellie Simmons on there at the moment. Ellie Simmons talking to Claire Balding on there at the moment.
Very nice, very nice. But anyway, we will end the stream right now because obviously we've talked about what we wanted to talk about. We've said what we wanted to say. And so, Mr. B, let me shout you out and ask you where we can find you. Obviously, we know what's coming up. It's the watch along, but what else is coming up on your channels?
Yeah, cheers, mate. Mr. B for Life 182, Mr. B Hive Football Chat, Mr. B Chats England Cricket, which obviously I'll be doing next week, be chatting England Cricket, because obviously that'll be finishing fairly soon, that Test match. Obviously, they've got obviously the third day, or was it? Is it the second? No, second day today, wasn't it?
Yeah,
but I think he'll be finishing maybe in the next couple of days or so. Because England, they got 5 of them out, but they're still there, still batting Sri Lanka. But anyway, we'll be doing that next week, and obviously the Watchlaong be Tuesday for England and Finland. So anyone wants to join that, you're welcome to. Obviously the live chat, or obviously even on the stream if you want to come on the stream. But obviously, you have to behave well. No bad stuff. No swearing or nasty stuff towards people or anything if you do come on. So I just want to make that stipulate that. But there is certainly plenty coming up. But thanks for having me on here, and thanks to Hanno, of course, as well, for letting me on here again on the channel. And big up to him and his channel. Please keep subscribing to him and everyone else, and follow obviously Manny. I mean, follow him. I'm getting you and Hanno confused there, mate. Joint, you and Hanno. But follow Manny wherever he goes on these channels. Does a great job wherever he goes on anyone's channel. So brilliant job again today, obviously on this one. So, keep following him, and hopefully he'll be on mine on Tuesday as well. But thanks to everyone, and come on the bees. Obviously, after this international thing's over, we're back again, playing City. Tough one. But anyway, thanks to everyone, and cheers. Cheers once again.
Cheers, mate. Thank you very much indeed. And of course, another big thing coming up in the Paralympics is the wheelchair basketball final between between Great Britain and the USA. There is, of course, a match being played right now between Great Britain and Germany, a playoff match in the women. Great Britain currently ahead at half time, which is looking pretty good for us, I would say, with a score of 20-14. Need to score a little bit more, but I think we should be fine. Hopefully this playoff will be for the classifications, of course. But the big match will be coming up later on with the men, and that is something for which we will definitely be cheering on our men who've done magnificently. But for now, though, of course, the last word is England getting off to a good start under Lee Carsley's interim reign. And it is, of course, 2-0 to England against Republic of Ireland with a lot of work to do. And we'll have to see what happens on Tuesday when both teams are up again. But once again, thank you to everyone who joined in the chat. Thank you to Mr. B for coming on. Thanks to all of you. And sorry once again for mucking up the time. I'm glad we could bring you reasonable coverage of the second half. And I'm sure Mr. B will do a better job of it than we did tonight on Tuesday. But until then, until we see you next time, take care of yourselves, be safe and be happy, and don't do anything that Mr. B or I wouldn't do. Till then, as always, farewell to thee, goodbye and God bless to all of you, and we are out.
Cheers, take care everyone. Bye. Cheers.